Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records. Last night I went and saw the Ozark Mountain Daredevils for the first time. This tour in 2025 is being dubbed the last tour, and I'm a huge music fan. I'm a St. Louis, Missouri resident. They played in St. Charles, Missouri at the Family Arena, along with support from Georgia Satellites and Molly Hatchet. I'll put a link to my Molly Hatchet review in the description below. And then Ozark Mountain Daredevils closed the show out. Again, it's regional music. This band was formed in Missouri, in the Ozark country of southern Missouri, in 1972. And we still had some original guys in the band. They made note of some folks that were not there who were big time players, but we still have Mike Granda, Mike Soup Granda, as he plays bass and vocals. John Dillon on guitar, mandolin, auto harp, keyboards, mouth bow, and vocals. He's been in the band since '72 as well. Bill Jones on saxophone, been in the band since '74, right? And then, Dave Painter on lead guitar, been in for 20 years. Molly Healy on vocals and fiddle was a big part of the show. She's been in the band for 11 years, since 14. And we'll get to some other guys. The drummer's been there since 1990. A notable guy that's not there is original singer and guitar player Steve Cash. But the band made note that he wasn't there quite a bit. And, songs like, his harmonica is his signature part. If you think of songs like "Want to Get to Heaven," You Got to Raise a Little Hell, that harmonica style is very unique. It's not easy to play like that. Although there were Nick Sibley was playing harmonica and rhythm guitar pretty darn well. He's been in the band since 2010. Last night's a perfect example of you don't know what to think of a band. When you go and you listen to the greatest hits, or you go to Spotify, of course we know Jackie Blue. Of course we know If You Want to Get to Heaven. But there's lots of deep tracks. And just listening to them on Spotify doesn't necessarily give you a sense of what this group is. And this is why you go to these shows. We were in the front row. I actually won tickets on the internet, and I was fortunate enough, my brother Dennis and his buddy Paul had extra tickets in the front row. And that made the night really special for myself, my buddy Bill, and my brother Dennis. So we appreciate you, Paul, for your hookup there. What you realize is you're watching a band that's a family. You're watching a band that has a heartbeat that's set by Michael Granda, Soup Granda on bass. And you realize that bass is such a signature. And I'm trying to think of other bands where the bass players is the heartbeat of the band as much as the Ozark Mountain Daredevils and Mike Granda, or Granda, Granda, Soup Granda. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. He's the heartbeat of that band. And he plucks those strings, and it sounds like what that band's supposed to sound like. They opened up with Standing on a Rock, classic song, Keep on Churning. Next, Country Girl, which is one of my favorites. Lots of great harmonies last night. Lots of great interplay last night. Beautiful fiddle playing again by Molly Healy. Just a good band that's having fun. Granda is very good with the crowd. He finishes a song. He's like, "Got any questions?" I mean, he's a character, and you got to see that guy to understand what he is. And as a local Missouri resident, he's been on my radar for years, and I think I've even seen him join some bands on stage over the years, but I just never saw the Daredevils. And I'm just so glad that I did, because I now get it. I get what it's about, and I wish I would have saw him with Steve Cash. I wish I would have seen his vocals. And Steve was with the band until 2019, until he died. You know, yeah, it takes away that he's not there, but you're still going on. You're still doing it because you still have an audience, and you still have a legacy, and you still have a passion for the music, and it's your life's work. It's my, Granda's, it's his life work. And so with John Dillon as well in tow. Chicken Train's next, kind of a quirky song, but the crowd's into it. The crowd is into the vibe. They know it, and it feels like a little bit of a family affair. Southern Cross is next, then Homemade Wine, which is really pretty. Spaceship Orion, which is a little psychedelic-y song that they do, was next. She's a Friend of a Friend of a Friend was next. And then an impromptu version of Route 66. Of course, Route 66 runs through St. Louis. In fact, my station, Intersection Records, is because I live at the intersection of Route 66 and Highway 61. By the way, subscribe to my channel if you like this content. We talk about great music every day. Noah was next, and Jackie Blue and Molly Healy sang that originally. If you go look at like the old Gray Whistle show, the drummer sings Jackie Blue. It's a pop song royalty. It's totally different than what they kind of do because it is so overground as far as a pop song. They did a really cool version. My buddy Bill said he really took them back. And again, kind of that, mind time machine where you go back to your childhood and that's why we go to concerts, is to be taken away from our lives and be transported. And that next song was called More Cowbell, which was just fun. Granda is leading the charge here with the Daredevils. He knows it, the crowd knows it, and you're fun with it, with your song choices. More Cowbell was neat. They did some band introductions, which took a long time because there was like 11 people on stage. Gonna Buy Me a Car, Walking Down the Road, Back Roads. Of course, if you want to get to heaven, you got to Raise a Little Hell. And then their iconic It'll Shine When It Shines. It was a neat night. Again, getting to see some bands that you've never seen before. I've seen a lot of shows, and if you watch this channel, we're not always talking about music like this necessarily, but I want to see these groups, and I want to thank my friends for coming out with me, because we always end up having a good time, and you got to have a running mate to go to these shows sometimes, because sometimes it's hard to find people to go out when you're 52 years old and go to a concert of bands that aren't quite as famous as some other group people. But they were great last night, Ozark Mountain Daredevils. That's my review at the Family Arena in St. Charles on March 1st, 2025. Peace out. Catch you. See you. Bye-bye.